The iconography of the superhero is familiar to most of us. These crusaders against injustice are etched indelibly into our social psyche. Now, in this age of antisocial behaviour orders, overflowing prisons, and rising gun crime, it would seem we need heroes more than ever. But where are they? My name is Alex Walker. You may know me as a documentary filmmaker, but recording the truth is not my only passion. I have been a collector of comic books for most of my life. In an uncaring world, they were a small reassurance for a child. Whatever the danger, a hero was never far away. I discovered this to be literally true in my case when a story in a local paper led me to a young man with a dark secret. Are you Ethan?
My name is Ethan Knight, and I am the crime fighter known as the Lancaster Guardian.
It's not quite what I expected.
What were you expecting? The Batcave?
No, but it's not really in keeping with the superhero idiom.
Follow me.
So what inspired you to become a superhero?
Oh, what inspired me? I would say it was probably when I discovered Batman. He just seemed to have all these disabilities that the other heroes didn't have, and that appealed to me. He was just an ordinary fella, I kind of like the idea that just one man, an ordinary bloke, can make a difference.
It was clear that Ethan and I shared a fascination with the superhero mythos. But I wondered what could possibly have compelled him to take up the mantle of his idols.
They say that a dog's a man's best friend. I don't know about that, but when you're a 9-year-old kid, a dog can seem like the best friend you'll ever have. My dog was a stray, and we took him in. We called him Wally. And he was my best friend. One day we were playing catch in the garden, and I must have taken my eyes off him for a second, just for a moment, and then he was in the road. I should have been watching him. He was my sidekick, and I let him die. But it wasn't just Wally that died that day. Ethan Knight died too. And I swore that I'd never let anybody come to harm through my inaction again. And the Guardian was born. The costume is essential to anyone in my line of work, primarily for protection of the body, but also for protection of the identity. See, the Guardian acts as a symbol which allows me to be both anybody and nobody all at once.
Ethan allowed us to follow him on a patrol, but I found it difficult to distinguish between patrolling and looking for trouble. This led me to feel the need to address a criticism often levelled at those who fight crime on its own terms. So what would you say to those people who refer to you as a vigilante?
Well, I prefer the term hero, obviously, but it's not really one you can give yourself. You've got to earn it. As for vigilante, I would say it's a made-up word, used by people so small-minded that they're afraid of anything that doesn't fit in with their safe little system. Well, here's a news flash for you. The system's not working. You start doing your jobs properly and I'll stop doing them for you. End of.
Watching Ethan walking his beat, I was allowed to observe the details of his occupation, but saw no evidence of any crime to fight. Was this due to the very presence of the self-styled Lancaster Guardian, deterring wrongdoers with his constant vigilance? So has this been a typical night for you then?
Quieter than most, but there's always something going on, To the untrained eye, it might seem there's nothing happening. Well, the eyes with the training see everything.
Hey, nice
Alright,
colour, mate. You're
Superhero
filming
party,
something.
9 PM. Free drinks in the
Definitely
flyer.
come to the
you
party,
guys want
mate.
to come? You're
Superhero
more than welcome.
parties.
9 PM.
You definitely
He's got the
should take
flyer.
one
You
as
got
well.
free drinks, right?
Go.
Mate.
Nah, go. Batman, come here, mate.
Free drinks, mate, tonight.
A seemingly troubled Ethan entered the superhero party while I attempted to get permission to shoot inside. When we were granted access, I found it a little difficult to distinguish Ethan amongst the array of costumes inside, so I elected to wait outside for his reaction.
Try. It's a mockery. Piss take. What? I mean, they're all dressed in these costumes, man. What right do they have? You know, the costume is a symbol. It's not a bloody party piece. You've got to earn it. You know, you can't just whack it on and.
Come on, mate.
and
Still with this. Come on,
around.
enjoy the show, mate. Come on. Nice costumes, mate.
Give me
Buy
a
you a
drink,
drink when
yeah.
you're in there, mate. See you later.
That's what you guys are all doing.
We're making a document. They're making a documentary about me.
About yourself. Who you come as?
I haven't come as anybody. I'm the Lancaster Guardian.
Oh, the local superhero. I read about you in the paper.
Yeah.
The actual Lancaster Guardian. Come have a drink. Come on.
No, I can't drink.
Come on, I'm buying
on
this.
duty.
It's not often we get a real superhero at one of these parties. Come on, you're a local hero. You've got to have a drink. Come on.
I'm just a man, you know. Only by doing great things can we become great. I have to be selfless. I have to be unafraid. I have to become a universal soldier of justice. You know, I think nothing of myself. I have to be noble and true. And only then can I be truly justified in my position as Guardian.
Have a good night last night?
Oh, yeah. I can remember of it anyway.
Ethan, you do realise we were here at 8:30 this morning to pick you up?
Sorry, man. I must have been in bed.
Do you know that every day, at the police station, there's a small public meeting, kind of like a press conference, in which they release details of all the crimes committed in the previous 24 hours?
I've heard of that, yeah.
Well, because what we wanted to do this morning was to take you down to that meeting, to give you an idea of the breadth of crime occurring.
Okay.
Now, clearly you were indisposed, but the police officer in charge did give me permission to make a recording of the meeting. Now, whilst we can't listen to it on film, I have been given permission to play it here for you. Ethan listened as the press officer listed a number of crimes ranging from the petty and innocuous to the brutal and the shocking, many of which were committed whilst Ethan was at the party, but still more of which occurred whilst Ethan was actually out on patrol. Now, do you know why I've done that, Ethan? Do you think you could have prevented any of those crimes occurring? I mean, come on, do you think you could have made a difference?
You've got to look at the big picture. You know, this is a war. There's always going to be casualties in a war. There's no victory without sacrifice. You know, you can't save everybody. I can't be everywhere at once. I'm not Superman.
The comic books present us an impossible ideal. We can aspire to it, but in the end, we are only human. A hero isn't made by putting on a costume. In reality, a hero is just a person who does the right thing.
I believe everyone needs a hero. You know, people need help. People need help every day. And that's okay. You know, everyone needs help from time to time. Except me.